the same space, we are now understanding that there is a massive impact as far as the aviation space is concerned and the movement of airlines is concerned. So what we are now understanding as per sources that due to the cyclone, as many as 1,000 Indigo flights have been impacted. There are about 550 flight cancellations and just 60 flights alone today have been cancelled. Our viewers would remember that the Chennai airport did resume its operations at 9 a.m. today. It was shut the entire day yesterday because of the cyclone, and because of that, over 1,500 passengers, as per the last data that we've managed to get, they still continue to be stranded. So the operations have resumed, but they're happening in a very skeletal fashion. We did see the first flight that in fact landed today morning at the Chennai airport was a Vistara flight that went from Delhi, but post that there is a lot of backlog that still continues at the airport. Now the biggest concern for the airport authorities as of now is to ensure that the entire water that has been flooded around the airport area, that can be cleaned before the operations can resume to their normal numbers, and because of that we are seeing massive cancellations. Now airlines are also coming forward. They're also realizing that this is a sensitive situation and they're trying to offer some sort of relief to the consumers. So airlines like Air India did come forward yesterday. They gave a one-time waiver, a one-time cancellation. You could reschedule your ticket. There are advisories that have been given by various airlines that if you're traveling in and out of Chennai in these days, do contact your airlines or your airline operator to figure out whether your flights have been delayed or not. But today, as we pointed out, there is a lot of confusion at the Chennai airport as we speak. Passengers continue to be stranded and flights still continue to be impacted despite the fact that operations have begun. But let's also understand what's happening in the city at large. Our colleague Purnima Murli is in fact now joining us, and she's joining us from West Tambram. Now remember, Tambram was one of those locations which had a deep impact of the cyclone. Multiple citizens had to be evacuated yesterday. Purnima, is the situation any better today? Purnima, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. I'm sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
I was asking, you are reporting for us from Tambram. Now, yesterday Tambram was one of those locations where people in fact had to be evacuated from. Is Tambram seeing any better situation today? Are things better on the ground?
Well, as you said, Tambram is one of the worst hit areas as far as the incessant rains are concerned. As you can see, the TN DRF officials are here. There are at least 2 to 3 boats here. Remember, the interior side, there are people who have been stranded and they are currently being rescued. As we speak, there's one boat that is sent inside to rescue some of the stranded people. So in a while now, you'll see some action here. The boat will now come back with those who have been stranded. This entire area submerged, and you can see the visuals on your screen. There is a boat there bringing those who have been stranded. There are 4 such boats here. The entire area is waterlogged. You know, there are routes here, and you can't even see the road here. Most of the places here are submerged. This area is inundated. Like Tambram, Velachery, Pallikarnai are also some of the places that are completely inundated. While yes, the main roads, some other areas that are not in the low-lying area, while there are some respite for Chennaites who are staying there. Here in Tambram, people have been stranded. They are being brought out in this particular boat. There are at least 60 to 70 more people who will be brought out. Remember, they will then be sent to a relief camp. This entire area remains submerged, and people are now being rescued by the Tamil Nadu team, the DRF teams here, trying to rescue children, senior citizens as well as adults. Here you can see children also now being brought out of this inundated area, and there are at least 60 to 70 more people who will now be brought out of this particular locality. This is West Tambram, remains inundated and currently being rescued by the Tamil Nadu DRF teams here. These are the live visuals that we bring to you from Tambram. You can see senior citizen also now being carried by the fire and rescue personnel here. 4 such boats each one being sent inside to bring the stranded residents. These are the visuals that we bring to you from West Tambaram.
So as Purnima is pointing out, and as we can see in those visuals as well, the NDRF teams working round the clock. Look how they're using these boats to evacuate senior citizens with bare minimum luggage so that at least for now they can be moved to safer locations. Because remember, even now as we speak, both the states, that is Tamil Nadu as well as Andhra Pradesh, they still continue to be on high alert. We can see Purnima helping the senior citizens out as well. But Tambaram, Velachery, these are some areas that still continue to be one of the most severely impacted as far as this cyclone is concerned. Purnima, as we can see, the NDRF teams are working round the clock. They're at least trying to figure out that the most vulnerable population, the senior citizens, younger children, they can be moved to safer location. The state does look that they were well prepared as far as preparedness for this cyclone is concerned. But what is the prediction as far as the IMD is concerned?
Well, now that the cyclone has moved towards Andhra, there's respite for Chennai.
Yeah.
There's in fact no rain that has been recorded over the last couple of hours. And here you can see, because of incessant rains over the last 24 hours, what we are seeing is these areas like Tambaram, Velachery, Pallikarnai, these are some of the worst hit areas. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin will visit these areas in the evening. But if you look at this, you can't find the roads. All the vehicles here are submerged. You can't go by walk. There are people, there are apartments and residences where the ground floor is submerged, and that's why they're using boats to bring the stranded residents from inside. Whether it's toddlers or children or senior citizens, everyone is now being rescued. There are 4 such boats. They are now, there are whoever wants help, whoever wants to be taken out of this submerged, inundated area. Here, officials are monitoring the situation, and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister made it clear that it will take another 4 to 5 days for normalcy to be restored, and that's why you can see that massive waterlogging everywhere. And Tambaram is one such area where there's complete complete waterlogging, and now residents are being brought out. 60 to 70 more people will be brought out in a short while from now. 4 such boats here, and Velachery is yet another place. Pallikarnai, we saw how cars were used like boats. It was being transported and washed away because of the water and incessant rains and strong winds yesterday. But this is the situation here. Situation looks slightly better, but still a long way to go for normalcy to be restored in Chennai.
That's a crucial point that Purnima is making, that even though there is a temporary relief because rain has stopped, there is still a lot as far as going back to the normal life, because a lot of areas still continue to be flooded. Purnima, we'll just request you to stay on with us. Let's bring our viewers some other visuals from different parts of the city to try and understand what is going to be the immediate challenge now. Yes, the rains have stopped. That's going to be a relief. But the areas which continue to be flooded and inundated, what's the plan to ensure to drain out the water and to move citizens to safer locations? So let's bring you some visuals. Now, moderate rain and gusty winds continue to hit the city. The only good news for Tamil Nadu as of now is that the cyclone has crossed the state and it's moved towards Andhra Pradesh, where it's expected to make a landfall, which means there is going to be immediate relief as far as people living in Chennai, because at least the rainfall has stopped, and then you can look at, going back to your life in terms of once the water is completely drained out. Let's bring you some other visuals to help you understand what is the kind of impact that the cyclone has left in states of Tamil Nadu. Now, high tide, rough sea condition in Bapatla. Now, this is the area where it's expected to make a landfall as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned. And when we were speaking, our colleagues were speaking to various authorities